So you got in a fight with who now? Who did you get in a fight with?
In a fight with the state highway engineer.
And, wait, now how old were you and who were you?
17.
You were 17. Okay.
17, we was working on a state highway in Silsbee, Texas.
You and your dad?
Daddy and I. He was a maintainer operator, and I was a sheep foot. I drove a Caterpillar pulling sheep foot rollers to pack the dirt on the road. And I'd been on there. We'd been working with this company for several months. Caterpillars tend to walk one side, and you steer them with levers. And I was gotten lazy, and it crawls this way, and I straighten it back up, and then a little bit it'd crawl back over again. I straighten it back up, and I'd let it go a little further than it really should. I mean, but it didn't make any difference because you went down, you turned around, and went back. You kept rolling the same areas back and forth over and over anyway to pack the right of way. And the state inspector come by. Roy, you need to roll straight. And I said, why do I need to roll straight? It doesn't make any difference. It's going to pack anyway. Because I'm going to come back in a few minutes. I'll be right back over it. It's supposed to be rolled straight. He was straight out of college. So he wasn't but about probably 3 or 4 or 5 years older than I was, so he thought he was really somebody. And then every now and then they would pull me off the roller to do something else because I'd get caught up. And then they'd pull me off a while and I'd do something else. I'd help set culverts or whatever. And then when it needed rolled again, then they'd come back and get me and I'd go back to rolling. So one day they came by and told me, we need you over here to roll. To help set culverts. Okay. So I've been over there for several hours setting culverts. And a little bit, the guy came by on the water truck. He said, hey, aren't you on your cat? Well, I don't need rolling right now. Well, somebody else is on it. What do you mean somebody else is on it? Well, somebody else is on your cat down there. They're rolling. And I said, well, I don't know. They had asked me to come do this because they didn't need any rolling done right now. He said, well, somebody else is on your cat. So a little bit the foreman come by. So I asked him, I said, somebody on my cat? Why somebody else on my cat? And they tell me somebody else on it. Oh, well, the engineer said I had to take you off the cat because you wasn't rolling straight. And I said, oh, yeah. Okay. So a little bit the engineer comes by. And so I jumped on his case. I threatened to hit him with a shovel. And we didn't really get in a fight. I just told him, I said, you think you're so smart because you had a little college education. And I said, I guarantee you it doesn't make any difference whether you're rolling straight or crooked. If you go across the road, it doesn't make any difference as long as it's rolled. And I said, you stirring up crap over here. I said, I ought to hit you over the head with a shovel. And I swung the shovel back like I was fixing to hit him. Well, he backed off and got in the truck and he left. A little bit, the foreman come by and said, I want to let you go. Said, you got in a big fight, a big argument with the foreman, with the engineer. So I wanted to let you go. I said, okay, that's fine. Just take me to the car. So he said, okay. So I got in the truck with him and we was driving down the road and I said, and we passed Daddy on the maintainer. I said, stop right here just a minute, let me tell Daddy I'm going to the car. So we stopped, and Daddy looked at me and said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going home. I'm going to the room." He said, "Why?" I said, "They just fired me." "They fired you?" "Yeah." He said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, the engineer says I'm not rolling straight enough, so the foreman just fired me. And so I'm going to the car. I'll come back and pick you up." He said, "Wait just a minute. If you're gone, I'm gone." The foreman, "Oh, no, I don't want to lose you. If you lose my son, you lose me. We're here together. We're here together. If he doesn't have a job, I don't have a job. If I don't have a job, he doesn't have a job. We're in this together. So I'm leaving." Well, at least finish the day. And he kept on. Finally, Daddy looked at me and he said, "I'll tell you what." It was on a Friday or Thursday, maybe on Thursday. He said, "I'll tell you what. You go home. You pack our clothes. Load them in the car. And you be back out here at 5 o'clock. He turned to the foreman. He said, 5 o'clock, I'll work till 5 o'clock and I'm gone. I don't work here anymore either after 5 o'clock. Foreman said, "Well, you know, I don't want, well, that's the way it is." So you go on and pack the stuff and come back at 5 o'clock and pick me up. I said, "Okay." So I went on to the room, packed her stuff, loaded in the car, told the people at the room I was leaving, we were leaving.
Yeah. Hi, Dusty.
And
I'm hot.
I went out back to pick him up at 5
Well,
o'clock.
it's working,
I got
but
there
it's
right
not
at 5
working very
o'clock.
good. Like,
He saw me
it's
coming.
79
As soon as he saw me coming,
last night it was
he pulled that
80
maintainer
something.
off to the
It came
side of the
up
road,
and
parked it
never
over on the
came
shoulder.
up, and it
I
never
got there,
came
he
on.
shut off that maintainer and threw the tin can over the exhaust pipe. So let's go. Let's go home.
I'm gonna be here, but also the pink house.
So we took off and we went through this little town of
Just when
Silsby,
it rains at
where he
night.
died. Went through this little town of Silsby. I mean Kuntz. And they're building
Okay, we'll be here.
city streets.
Thank you. Bye.
City streets, the state doesn't have anything to do with. They have a city inspector and, you know, all that, but no state. So didn't have to worry about this guy. And he was over a certain area, so if we couldn't have worked in that area because he'd have been there anyway. So it was city. So he said, "I wonder where the yard is for this contractor that's working on these streets." I don't know. So we rode around Kuntz a little bit as we went through. And we found the yard. He said, "Stop over here. Let's go over and talk to this foreman." So we went over there and we talked to him. And he told him we was looking for a job. He said, "What do you do?" He said, "I'm a maintainer operator." And he said, "And I need a job for my son too." "Well, what does he do?" "Well, he'll pull pneumatic rollers, sheep foot rollers, whatever you need for him to do. He can do. But I'm a maintainer operator." And Daddy was the best. And he said, "Well, I need a good maintainer operator." "Yeah, I can use your son too." "So when you want to go to work?" "Well, we're on our way to and I think Daddy even told him what happened. Can't remember for sure. He said, "We're on our way home for the weekend, or we're on the way home. We can go to work Monday." "Okay, be here Monday morning. Go to work." So we went on home. Sunday afternoon we left, went back to the same room that I'd checked out of. Told them, "Hey, we need our room back." "Okay, you got it." So we went to work then on Monday morning in Kuntz. And we was doing those streets over in Kuntz. And that's when Daddy got sick, and that's when he died, was then. But I'd gone right back to work. I mean, we missed, I think, one day of work. And that was it.
Wow.
And right back to work again. And Got back in the same room and everything.
And he
And,
drug up with you. That's amazing.
Huh?
Your dad quit with you.
Well, yeah. Well, he was very good at what he did, and he was well known everywhere. He could put a grade on a road without even having the blue top set. Blue tops, when they drive the stakes down for the level you fill your dirt to,
Okay.
they drive stake down and then paint the top of it blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen him go by and scrape the blue off the top of those stakes.
Wow.
I've seen him get down and eyeball down the road and see all the humps that he needed to take before they even drove the stakes. And he'd get back on the maintainer and go along and take all those humps off. Then they drive the stakes, and the stakes all be almost on the main. He was very, very good. Never seen one as good as he was. And he knew it, and he was a good worker. That's how I had gotten my first job in Beaumont when I left